not like you're not getting an accurate reading because they're putting it, out at the airport right on the blacktop, as that's happened before.
Yeah.
It's not just that. I mean, the stations don't exist. It says in the story they're physically gone, but still report data like magic.
I was going to say, where did the numbers come from?
A consulting meteorologist, Lieutenant Colonel John Shuchuk, said, yeah, they're gone. NOAA fabricates temperature data for more than 30% of the reporting stations that no longer exist. They call them ghost stations.
Well, we got to do something about ghost stations now.
The ghost guns, the ghost stations. No, they want the ghost stations to stay there because they can put in whatever data they want.
Dang,
let
man.
me guess. The justification would be something like, well, based on historical data and trends, we can understand what the readings would say if they were there.
Something along those lines. I think that's probably safe.
Except that's not how you're supposed to gather data.
No, it is not.
If you're wanting to know what the temperature of a place is, you kind of need to have a thermometer there.
That would help.
Gosh dang it. I saw those numbers this morning on the Today Show. The grifter Al Gore was on there.
Oh, really?
Yes. Yes. The oceans are rising. And that old coot was on there today, babbling on and on about the only thing that keeps him afloat is the big climate grift that he's got.
Got it.
But they were echoing those same numbers. And Roker was like, well, you can clearly see here that the temperature has gone up in the oceans. And
again, man, I'm just reading from the data. Like, they're gone. That's what the lieutenant colonel said. The stations are physically gone.
Not unavailable, gone.
Yes. So they're fabricating temperature data.
Yeah. What do you think, Clem? Look like 85? Yep.
Okay. So you have that out there.
Daggone it. Man,
daggone it.
Well, that just pisses me off to no end. Because I saw him on there today again going on and on about the oceans.
I got to tell you, man. And most people that say daggone it is because they don't want to curse. And right after that is pisses me off.
Right. And
that's awesome.
I dialed that back, too, believe me.
Oh, yeah. We've heard you off air before.
Gosh. Dang.
Okay. Going along the lines of the ridiculous. President's Day is racist?
Yeah, Shelby County, Tennessee, which is where Memphis is. Memphis is having a hard time. They just had a police officer get murdered this morning.
Gosh.
As they are addressing the real issues of the day, though, and it is racist holidays. County Commissioner Henry Brooks, she does not like celebrating President's Day and explained why.
Okay.
12 presidents, U.S. presidents, owned, enslaved, bought, and bred enslaved persons at some point in their lives. Of these...
Hold on, man, just so I understand it. She said, how many presidents?
12.
12, okay.
12 presidents, 8 of them owned slaves while in the presidency. So I'd like to propose an amendment to change this name to the Families, Friends, and Employees holiday.
How about you do something about all the murders there?
Yeah,
How about you focus on that?
That'd probably be a better use of your time.
Sounds like advertising for a furniture store. Friends, families, employee sale.
It's like there's a whole group of people that think, if we just change the name of Washington School, if we just change the name of this, then we're going to get there. And all the murders are going to disappear.
Right.
Do your freaking job. Shut up. Golly.
Why'd you murder that guy? Because it's President's Day?
Right. So stupid. Okay. Much to get to, including our no BS election update. What's the latest? We'll get to it straight ahead.
Attention business owners, stop throwing your hard-earned money away on rent. Imagine owning your own building and saving thousands every year. Sound impossible? Not if you use General Steel. General Steel can help you save thousands by owning your own custom-designed building. Call 877-92-STEEL. That's 877-92-STEEL to see how much money you can save with General Steel. Our buildings come with a 50-year warranty, and thousands of companies from Fortune 500 corporations to startups have trusted the General with their building needs. needs.
If you need to expand or start a new business, you really need General Steel.
I'm very impressed with General Steel. Everyone's been extremely helpful. I'd recommend General Steel to anyone looking to build a steel building.
Call 877-92-STEEL to find out how quickly your business can move into one of our quick construction kits, like a 50 by 100 perfect for the small business owner, or a 200 by 450 favorite of the Fortune 500. Just call 877-92-STEEL. That's 877-92-STEEL.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential. But finding those people can be a major hassle, unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. And right now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. With ZipRecruiter, one click sends your job to hundreds of top job sites. But more than that, ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies the candidates with the skills you need, sends you a list of great matches to review, then actively invites them to apply for your job. And the results speak for themselves. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. That's right, the first day. Now you can focus on your business and let ZipRecruiter do the work finding the best people for you. See for yourself. Experience the ease, efficiency, and power of ZipRecruiter for free. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
The Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins Show. Jamie Markley, David Van Camp, Scott Robbins. Thank you for being here. It is time for our update.
It's the Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins 2024.
Are you running? Are you not running?
No BS update. Everything you need to know without all the crap.
I'm about to do an research.
All right, David, what do you got today?
An updated, fresh round of polling averages from the top battleground states. Right now, updated today: Wisconsin, Arizona, Georgia, Michigan, Pennsylvania, North Carolina, Nevada. Trump is yet again leading all except Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania, Biden leads by 0.1. And, I mean, for outside of Pennsylvania, where Trump is trailing by 0.1, and Wisconsin, where he's leading by 0.6, he's well outside the margin of error for a lot of these polls.
Yeah.
Ahead of Joe Biden.
And now, election betting odds. Again, from Maxim Lott and John Stossel. Biden, 45.3%. Trump, 43.8%.
Oof.
So, pretty tight.
It's all going to be about turnout.
Well,
And how many illegals you can get registered.
Yeah, right.
well, yeah. How much can you hold people accountable that it's not going to get rigged with a bunch of mail-in ballots, all of that stuff?
I don't know, man. That's a tall task. I mean, Republicans got to get better at the mail-in ballot thing.
I think they are. At least from everything I read, we'll see.
Yeah.
Now, the chance of Tim Scott being the GOP VP nominee is at 20.8%. Kristi Noem at 12.1%. That looks like a two-person race, at least right now. Stefanik's down to like 7%. Then Carson at 6.2%. And then J.D. Vance at 6%. Ramaswamy's all the way down to 3.9%. So there you go. There's the update on that. So the presidency right now, and then they do it by party. 50%, it'll be a Democratic president. So they're not saying Biden.
Right.
Which is interesting.
Yeah.
So I suppose part of that, well, you got to put in. I mean, I don't think any of us really believe they're going to put Trump in jail, but it's a possibility.
Oh, I think so, yeah.
And Biden may not make it. So that's why the discrepancy of 45% for Biden, but 50% for Democrat. 43.8% Trump, 46.8% that it'd be a Republican. So not giving a whole lot of chance there to RFK Jr.
No. I think
By the way, go ahead.
he's in it to play spoiler more than anything.
Did you see where Aaron Rodgers actually said he's in danger?
Yeah, he's like, yeah, they're going to take him out.
Like, not out of the race, like take him out, like
out.
life.
Yes.
Yes.
That's a hell of a thing to say.
It's pretty wild, isn't it?
Man, yeah.
This is the Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins Show. Okay, biggest story today.
Biggest story of the day to me is the tragedy in Memphis, where a police officer was killed, in part by an 18-year-old who had been arrested last month for illegal possession of a handgun that had also been illegally modified to fire on full auto.
I bet that's not going to make national news.
I mean, that is just sickening to me. The guy was without bail, and then he goes and murders a cop.
It's awful, man. It's heart-wrenching. But do you think it's going to get picked up by ABC and CNN?
I think it'll be reported. I've seen on their websites, at least, many mainstream outlets covering it, but we'll see.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, man. News update. Oh, a funny one, too. Straight ahead. The Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins Show. I'm Jamie Markley, the Gen Xer. David Van Camp, the Millennial. The Sexy Boomer, Scott Robbins. Woman in Florida. Boy, this is unfortunate. Left over $1,000 in tips. Did you hear about this at a taco restaurant?
No.
She thought she was going to be swept up in the biblical rapture on the day of the eclipse.
Oh, so she burned through all her money then. Okay.
Like, might as well share it.
I get it. Can't take it with you, right?
Yeah, sorry.
I heard a lot of that prediction stuff going on.
I know.
Yeah.
Like, what do you think about it? Not much. Been eclipses before.
Yeah, and the rapture thing is not my call.
Jesus said you're not going to know.
No, you're not going to know. That was clearly pointed out,
I'm
yes.
taking his word on that.
Yeah, me too.
David, the other day you said you thought, okay, media's going to try to make this the next George Floyd.
Yeah, this dude in Chicago who opened fire on police during a traffic stop. He was shot and killed. And it's fascinating because even like CNN is trying hard. A lot of media outlets are really trying hard in the way that they frame it. The headlines are all saying, this 26-year-old man gunned down during traffic stop. Well, see, the thing is, though, is that he had a gun and he shot at cops. And what happens when you shoot at cops? You get shot.
You get smoked.
They tend to shoot back.
Yep.
Yep.
I mean, we've heard so much about the conversation that one needs to have with a kid so they know how to act if they get pulled over. Okay. If you don't know that if you shoot at cops, they're firing back, I don't know what there's nothing I can say that will help you.
Yeah.
Everyone knows that.
Well, they should.
But you're right about this, David. Washington Post headline. Police fired 96 shots in 41 seconds, killing black man during traffic stop.
Unreal.
See how they do that?
Yeah.
How about the AP? Deadly Chicago traffic stop where police fired 96 shots raises serious questions about use of force.
No, it doesn't, actually.
Shouldn't. I mean, is anyone confused what happens if you shoot at a cop?
Yeah, you shoot at a cop, they'll shoot back.
Okay, this is USA Today. Seatbelt violation ends with black man dead on Chicago street after cops fired nearly 100 bullets.
He opened fire on the police. That part is conveniently left out.
Anybody still think it's too egregious to say media is enemy of the people?
No. They are the enemy of the people. Because really, I mean, seriously, I feel bad for the guy's mom, who has been
100%.
used and put out there and by media. And I'm sure it's a horrible loss to lose a kid. Obviously, that's something that I hope I never, ever have to experience.
Under any circumstances.
Yeah. However, this should be a local story. In a sane world, this is a local story because there is no larger conversation here. This guy's a thug who had a gun, shot at the police, and then got killed.
He wouldn't cooperate. It's like he rolls the window down, then he rolls it back up and won't speak to anybody and then starts firing.
Yep.
Anyway. Well, they finally did get to the fact that he shot at cops. Okay. But It took the 8th paragraph for the Washington Post to get there. 8 paragraphs?
Yeah.
Naturally. That's a pretty important part of the story.
It tells you everything you need to know. Once people hear, well, he shot at the cops first. Oh, he did? Yeah, okay. And all of a sudden, like it or not, the sympathy is gone.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's what happens. And then it's all the same things. You feel bad for the family, all of that. But no, that's exactly what happens. Trump's racist, hates black people.
Well,
That's what we're told, yeah.
we know that.
You hear this from the
Been
left
a racist forever.
all the time.
Yes.
But boy, oh boy, it doesn't seem to be so when Trump is out on the campaign trail.
Yeah, well, the other day, Trump showed up at a Chick-fil-A. You know, it's the Lord's chicken.
That's what they said, and he repeated it.
Yeah, he did.
He did?
Yeah.
To you.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
He bought some people milkshakes, and one moment caught a lot of attention. A younger black woman went up and gave him a hug.
Yeah.
And here is that moment, by the way, if you haven't heard it.
Yeah.
I don't care what the media tells you, Mr. Trump. We support you. Okay, 4 p.m. We've been 4 p.m.
Come here, let me give you a
That's so great.
Yeah.
But you see the difference, too, man. Because Trump says, hey, let me give you a hug. She's excited. She wants to hug him. Biden's always forcing the issue, making people uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Plus, the fact he says, hey,
Right. You know.
That woman's name is Michaela Montgomery. She's an activist, a conservative activist, and a grad from one of the historically black colleges in Atlanta. Other HBCU students were there as well, and Montgomery said apparently there's been some backlash to the black students who were there. Like, how could they be in the same room as Orange Hitler? Like, they're mad about it or something. And she went on Fox and Friends to talk about that. She's calling BS on a lot of the disinformation that's out there.
Oh.
To think that these students who attend these illustrious institutions aren't smart enough to make their own decisions, much so that they would only show support for Trump because he bought chicken sandwiches and milkshakes.
It's offensive.
That in itself is the most disturbing part of it all, especially when you think about the fact that it was mainly urban media outlets that were doing everything in their power to turn other black people against these young black kids who simply were not shy to explore other options.
Yeah, you went against the narrative. Good for you. That's a great story. Those outlets. What she is going to make Fonnie Willis very upset. You know that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Isn't that sad, man? The urban outlets had what? Do you know any more of that story? Did they actually have people come and then message them on social media or tell them outside you shouldn't be here, that sort of thing?
Well, it was more of the general coverage, where it's kind of accusing them of being bought off or bought and paid for. And to her point, I mean, what's the implication that young black people will do anything for fried chicken? Boy, that seems kind of racist, doesn't it?
Yeah.
That seems pretty racist. Saw an interesting story out of the Wall Street Journal. The headline grabbed my attention. It said she won the Boston Marathon 10 years ago. She's still waiting on her $100,000.
10 years ago?
Yes.
Wow.
Well, here's how it happened. And I'm going to butcher her name, I'm sorry. Her last name is Deba. D-E-B-A. First name B-U-Z-U-N-E-S-H.
Like by a vowel?
Zunish?
Who knows? I
Sure.
guess. Go with it.
How about Miss Deba?
There you go.
We'll go with that.
Okay.
All right. This was the 2014 Boston
You're
Marathon.
gendering this person. No, I can't have it.
Well, she won the women's.
So?
Just telling you. Miss
Okay.
Deba. And her husband were very excited because she was a second place finisher.
Mm-hmm.
But they found out the first place finisher, doper,
Oh.
stripped away.
Yeah.
So you're actually the winner. So they were excited, jumping up and down. Not just because she was a Boston Marathon champion. It was her biggest ever title, the apex of her career as an elite runner. But that was 7 years ago. And the Boston Marathon is coming up on Monday. So that's probably why the story's out there right now. She is still waiting for a key part of her victory, the story reads. The winner's prize money. She's due $75,000 for the difference between first and second place. She's also due a $25,000 bonus for breaking the women's course record. Her time of 2 hours, 19 minutes, 59 seconds still stands. Now, officials of the Boston Athletic Association, they operate the marathon, have told Miss Deba and her husband why they haven't given her the prize money. You know why?
Nope.
They're still trying to reclaim it from Rita Jeptu, the original winner. And so they told the Wall Street Journal, as the matter is still ongoing, we are unable to comment further at this time. So the question is, should the Boston Athletic Association just give her the money?
Yes. Yes.
Well, yeah,
she
she
deserves
won
it.
What do you mean you can't get it from the other person?
Well, we gave this other person the money. We're trying to get it back. We can't give that money to you because we haven't gotten it back from them.
In 10 years?
7, yeah.
Wait, so like what? George Bailey is running the Boston Marathon?
Well, it's in your house.
It's in your house. Yeah.
The hell is that?
Don't bring George Bailey and his great reputation into this dirty scheme, David.
I would think you'd go after the person who has the money and not supposed to have the money. I mean, you
They are, but they haven't gotten it yet.
in that much time?
Yes, so that's why they're not giving it to her, because we just didn't get it back.
I owe $25 to the state. They're going after my car title for more than 6 months. What?
So are you thinking, yeah, this should be the...
Well, yeah, they should just give it to her. Let them deal with chasing the other person down. Dang, man.
Yeah.
It's not my fault. It's not her fault.
Yeah.
You're punishing somebody for not giving them the money because you can't find her. You haven't been able to get the money away from the... Chances are the money's long gone anyway.
At the very least,
Yeah.
this is a bad look,
Horrible.
you know, for them.
Pony up the dough, man.
Yeah. Okay. So I thought that was interesting. Oh, did you see the whole story about the library that gave out the counterfeit glasses for the eclipse?
You know, I was wondering about this because there was a whole lot of that going on. And these things look like they literally were put together in a shop class somewhere.
Are you talking about the ones that you bought?
The old car, yeah, because they look ridiculous. I mean, I'm assuming they were okay. You wore them.
So that's why you never looked up.
Well, I was
Because you didn't think the glasses were legit, the glasses you handed me.
Somebody's retina was going to be burned and wasn't going to be mine.
Right.
No, but I'm just saying there was everybody and their brother was selling these things. Every convenience store on the planet.
Yeah.
I mean,
You just figured they're legit. Well, this
I
was a
guess you
library
do,
in
yeah.
Jersey that was giving them to little kids.
Gee whiz. Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Oh, yeah. The Morristown Library in Jersey somehow figured out that the Eclipse glasses they were handing out may have been counterfeit. They did notice it ahead of time, about 2 hours before the eclipse, so they sent out this panic message on Facebook. Don't use the glasses.
Gosh.
Not everybody has Facebook.
Oh, my gosh.
They said they were purchased from Walmart.com and were labeled as a brand approved by the American Astronomical Society.
Yeah.
But then later learned, might be knockoffs. They apologized profusely for the error. I mean, you get it through Walmart, you would think it was legit, right?
Yeah. Well, don't they have like on the Walmart.com? They have third-party vendors, don't they?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. So, yeah, lesson learned there.
Dang.
Yeah. Different people are saying, I guess I'll have to wait to see if I eventually go blind or not.
Yeah, no kidding.
These things. You know, yeah, you got to watch it. All right. Got to get to another news update. Oh, the transgender nurse that's been sentenced to 20 years in prison. Did you see that story? That is crazy. And we'll set you up with the Friday Five coming up in just a few.
It's our favorite leaf filter trusted pro, Matt. Matt, come in, come in.
Hi, Mrs. Sparks. You wanted me to stop by? Is everything okay with your leaf filter gutter protection system?
Okay, of course, silly. We wanted you to stop by for dinner as our way of thanking you.
Yes, to thank you for that free gutter inspection, the free estimate, and what was the other thing?
That lifetime guarantee.
Well, Mr. and Mrs. Sparks, those are just Leaf Filter's policies. Everyone who calls Leaf Filter gets a trusted pro to come out for a free gutter inspection and estimate. And every Leaf Filter installation comes with a lifetime guarantee.
So it's not just us?
No, sir. We don't want anyone to worry about clogged gutters ever again.
You mean everyone gets this level of service?
Everyone. They just need to visit leaffilter.com/vancamp to schedule their free inspection.
Okay, but you must be starving. You work so hard.
Ready to love your gutter protection as much as we do? Visit leaffilter.com/vancamp and get up to 30% off today.
See representative for warranty details. Promotion is 20% off plus a 10% senior or military discount. One discount per household.
The IRS is the most powerful collection agency on earth, and if you owe back taxes, the news isn't good. The IRS is raising the interest rate it charges on unpaid taxes, and further rate hikes are expected. Most people don't know it, but the IRS adds interest charges to your tax debts daily. So if you owe the IRS today, you'll owe even more tomorrow. And it doesn't stop until you get right with the IRS. The good news is getting right can start with one phone call to Optima Tax Relief, America's #1 tax relief firm. Optima's tax professionals specialize in the Fresh Start Initiative, a powerful IRS program that can save you thousands if you qualify. In fact, the experts at Optima have resolved over $1 billion in tax debt for their clients. Call now for a free consultation.
Call 800-721-3955. 800-721-3955. 800-721-3955.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
The Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins Show. Masters is rolling along.
Yeah.
You know, now is a great time to check out Prize Picks.
Yeah, it sure is. You can get in on the Masters, get in on the basketball playoffs as they're coming up with Prize Picks. They've got something for every sports fan. Basketball, hockey, League of Legends, everything in between.
Yep. And the thing is, man, you can get in on the playoff action, too, up to 100 times your own money on Prize Picks as you and the world's best players take the game to a new level.
And they offer injury insurance so that your entries stay in play even if one of your players gets injured. Like for basketball games, you got a player that exits the game in the first half and does not return in the second. Prize Picks will have your back and not count that as a loss. And David knows it's very simple to play.
Yeah, it really is simple to play. They offer weekly promotions, special offers. I can make my picks in, 60 seconds. It's very quick.
Yeah, and Prize Picks now offers Apple Pay for a quick and easy deposit into your account this basketball season in particular.
So just download the app today and use code MVCR for a first deposit match up to $100.
That's code MVCR on Prize Picks for a deposit match up to $100.
Pick more, pick less. It's easy.
Yeah. Oh, more on the Masters in a second. That'll get us into our Friday Five. Real quick, I mentioned this story. It's crazy out of Austria. This transgender nurse has been sentenced to 20 years in prison. I don't remember hearing the story originally. I just saw the update. Apparently last October, the trans-identified male nurse apparently got into a dispute with an 82-year-old paralyzed person about their identity. And the transgender nurse stabbed him to death. Emergency responders initially found the man alive, attempted to stabilize him, but the victim died of his injuries at the scene. Nurse immediately arrested, taken to the psychiatric unit after demonstrating extreme aggression and massive psychological abnormalities.
Yeah.
You think?
Hell, you say.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's just insane. My gosh. All right. We got to get set up for the Friday Five. You had this idea yesterday, David.
I did. Well, you were talking about the Masters going on, and I thought, well, you know, it's happening in Georgia. Yeah. Maybe you could say this is a stretch, but why not the best Southern rock songs?
Southern rock songs?
Yes.
Okay.
See, this makes it tougher because one of our rules is you can only pick a band one time.
Right.
For your top five. I mean, if I was not to do that, I'd have